Hello students, welcome to the online lectures of Kids Planet High School. This lecture is for Standard 9, subject Political Science, chapter India's Defense System. Let us now begin. Every nation, like India, creates a defense system at national level. In international system, the sovereign nations cooperate with each other, but there are also conflicts between them. There are disputes between nations over boundaries, water sharing, not following the terms of international treaties, constantly competing against each other, and influx of refugees from neighboring countries. Whenever such a conflict arises, it is sought to be resolved by compromises or discussion. However, when such efforts do not succeed, a nation may resort to war. A nation attacks another nation and challenges its sovereignty and endangers security. In such a situation, the nation's first duty is to keep the security systems well prepared and ready. This is called national security. National security is more likely to be endangered by neighboring countries. A nation must assess the threat to its geographical boundaries and source of the threat. To keep this threat in check, a nation has to increase its military might. It has to use modern technology to predict the threat, to build weapon systems and modernize and update the defense forces. Some nations try to get the support of other nations to manage the threat to their national security. India's security system includes the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force that defends the country. The responsibility of protecting the geographical boundaries is of the Army. The Navy protects India's coastline. The Air Force is in charge of protecting India's airspace. The Ministry of Defense controls these three forces. The Indian Army is the world's 7th largest. Its chief is known as the General. The Chief of Navy is known as the Admiral. The Chief of the Air Force is known as Air Chief Marshal. The President of India is the Supreme Commander of the Defense Forces. Defense Forces cannot take any decisions about war or peace without the consent of the President, who represents the civil power. In a democracy, civil leadership is considered superior to military leadership. The defense forces are adequately modernized. For this, some research institutions have been set up in India. Many training institutes have also been set up, such as National Defense Academy (NDA) at Pune and National Defense College, that is NDC, in Delhi. The Border Security Force, the Coast Guard, the Central Reserve Police Force, the Rapid Action Force are some of the paramilitary forces. Paramilitary forces are neither completely military forces nor completely civil forces. Their main task is to help the defense forces. They are responsible for the security of important locations like railway stations, oil depots, water reserves, etc. They play a role in management of disasters. The responsibility of protecting the country's international borders during peacetime also rests with the paramilitary forces. Let's study about the Border Security Force. The Border Security Force creates a sense of security in the minds of people living in areas near the border. It prevents smuggling and patrols the border. The Coast Guard. It was created to protect India's oceanic borders. It protects the fishermen within Indian marine borders and prevents smuggling along sea routes. The Central Reserve Police Force. It helps the administration in various states to maintain law. Let us move to the Rapid Action Force. It brings people's lives to normalcy by moving in quickly in incidents of threat to national security such as bomb blasts or riots. The National Cadet Corps, also known as NCC. It was established to instill discipline among students and to provide military training. Students from schools and colleges can join the NCC. The last one is the Home Guards. It was established in the pre-independence period to assist in the defense of the country. Any citizen between the ages of 20 to 35 years can join the Home Guards. It maintains public security, supplies milk, water and other essential services during riots or strikes. It also regulates traffic and helps people at the time of natural disaster. Pakistan and China have threatened India's national security. India and Pakistan have a dispute over the Kashmir issue, river water sharing, problems of infiltration, and over border. India has tried to solve these issues through discussion and negotiation. A war between India and China took place in 1962. China is trying to establish its hegemony over countries in India's neighborhood. There is border dispute between India and China. India's security is threatened from within. Religion, regionalism, several rebellious movements based on ideology, race, ethnicity, and economic inequality are creating instability. The Naxalite movement is a threat to India's international security. Terrorism is the biggest challenge to India's internal security. Now, it is a global problem as well. National security is the security of the country as well as the people living within the country. In the post-Cold War period, the concept of national security became broader. It refers to the human-centric thinking. It is expected that human beings should be protected from dangers and given the opportunities of education, health, and development. A conducive environment should be created for everyone to live a respectable life by overcoming illiteracy, poverty, superstition, and backwardness. Human security includes the protection of the rights of minorities and weaker sections of the society. Terrorism is the biggest challenge to human security. Terrorism targets common people. It tries to create fear in the minds of people and make them feel insecure. Pollution and other hazardous changes in the environment have threatened human life. They as well are a challenge to human security. Diseases like AIDS, chikungunya, swine flu, Ebola, etc. have presented a big challenge to our security. Protecting human beings from such diseases is also considered as a factor of human security.